It was really fun. I spent a little bit of time just doing the doodles that I'm going to be coloring today. They're not the best things, but they were fun. And I think that I can get some cool colors out of them. And hopefully you guys can learn something from it, and I can fulfill my criteria of what I need to do for the class. So this is what we're going to be working on today. So the first thing I'm going to do is just select these bad boys. So I'm just going to use white to do that. I'm just like clicking. And then if you like hold down the pen tool, you can like maneuver the angle of where it's going. And this is what I do for the most part, like when I'm coloring comics as well. I just like to have the character selected on their own layer. And this part's pretty boring. So the inks layer is all the black stuff. Underneath I have the select layer. That's just what I call it. It's like characters. Maybe I'll just call it characters. Characters. And then I'm going to make a layer above characters and create a clipping mask. And this one's going to be called flats. For all you guys who don't know what a clipping mask is, this layer... again, I right-clicked it and I pressed like enable clipping mask. Now it says release because it already is a clipping mask. But a clipping mask basically just means that, so if I release the clipping mask, this is what it is. So it's just everywhere. But if I make it a clipping mask, it only affects the layer underneath it. So it's only affecting that white. So now I just made it all like red. So characters, flats, inks. So I'm going to highlight all of that, right click and go to something like make a group. What is it? Fuck. What? Can I not make a group out of this? Oh no, it's not right click. I have to highlight all of it. And then I go down here. Is it going to show what it says? No, it's not. But basically I just made them into a group. I'm going to open that group. And on this group, I'm going to double click it. And then I'm going to add, oh God, like a stroke. That was the last stroke I used. I want it to be white. I'm going to just do it like that. Yeah. This orangey red that I used for these parts of Septile, and I'm going to, so I'm going to use the fill bucket tool, but instead of using it at full blast, I'm going to put it at like 35% opacity, and then I'm going to fill it. And then I'm going to do the same one with this one, but since they're connected, I'm going to use the paint bucket, the pen tool, and just do the thing I was doing earlier. So I fill the path, right click, fill path. And instead of doing 100%, I know that in the reference that they have for it, it's the same red as the other thing, but I don't want the fruit to be the same color. So let's do 40% from that orange. Let's do a little more. 60%? Yeah. Oh, it didn't work. I'm going to go like that. So the texture is going to go at the very top. And I'm going to call it texture. And watch this. This is some crazy shenanigans. Also, I'm going to make this black because I just like it more. So right now, on top of everything, there is this thing called texture, and I'm just going to go to its layer type. So right now the layer type is normal, and I'm going to go down to color burn, and that looks disgusting, but I'm going to change the color of it. Image, adjustments, hue saturation. So if you can see down here on the texture thing, if I move this around, it changes the color of it, and it changes it ever so slightly. So if I make it green, it might go with the background that I've chosen, but I might make it blue. I think the blue, maybe that's kind of good. And actually, let's take the saturation down a little bit too. There, that should be good. Now it's definitely shading time. So before I decide to shade, I think I might add another clipping mask over top of my flats and take like this, basically the background color, but I'm going to make it like a little more saturated and light and just put it on top of everything. Let's make it even more like this. And let's bring it down to, God, like 5% opacity. It's just a little trick. So everything's like a little lighter. Now let's shade. Okay. This is very important. Make a new shading layer. It's another clipping mask. Let's call it shading. Anyways, I'm going to give everything this blue color. Okay? And it's right here, and it's kind of in the middle. So it's not really dark, but it is blue, and that's a totally different color than everything else is. Now, I'm going to take that shading layer that's all blue and bring it down to good old 40%. Instead of just like erasing things to highlight it like that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to layer. This is so important. This is so important. Layer mask, reveal all, and click it. Now I have created a layer mask. This is different than a clipping mask. When you're inside a layer mask, basically everything you do in that only affects that layer, but it doesn't erase anything. And I fill everything. So now you can see, like, look at this. Before it was all white, now it's all black. That means that it's all technically erased. However, I can bring it back with white. So I'm going to use it on Pelipper's wing. If I use white, you can see right now the entire thing is black, but I'm going to use white, and I'm just going to color on top of it. Yeah, so this is kind of where we're going to figure out where the shadows are going to go. And yeah, it's so useful. Somebody showed me that to me in school. They're like, why don't you just, why are you erasing everything? They're like, why don't you just fucking use the layer mask? I'm like, what does that mean? And it's like so cool. You know what? We may as well do this. Here, let's just disable this layer mask for now. And I'm going to grab all of the yellows and kind of oranges. And what I'm going to do is something awesome. And I hope you're ready for it because it's super cool. And I'm going to change the shading color. Instead of this blue, it's going to be like a lighter magenta. My pen tool and just fill the path. 60%. Like if we bring the shading layer up to 100%, these are the shading colors I'm using. I'm using blues and sort of dark magentas. And they're at 40%, and we're going to enable the layer mask again. And oh my God, that looks so much better. You caught me coloring.
I know.
Ooh.
Scandalous.
Thank you so much. A pumpkin spice latte? Do you guys have Mercury's up in your area? I don't know what Mercury's is, so no. Was it 50%? Ah, what the flame? What happened? Everything is shaded. Now it needs some color holds. Color holds are the best part. I guarantee it. Guarantee. For those who don't know, color holds are when you color the inks. So just like how I colored the flats earlier, I'm going to make a layer above the ink layer and turn it into a clipping mask so that everything I do on the clipping mask affects the inks. And let's use like for the fire, let's use like a red, something like this, maybe even more harsh. Again, I'm going to use my favorite tool, the pen tool. Oh yeah, look at that. That's cool. I'm going to actually make it a little brighter. So let's just do that. Oh yeah. Oh, that is cool. Okay. Color holds are done. Let's add a few highlights now. Do I want a little color? That is not the color that I want to use. I want to use a different color. What am I doing? Ah, yes. So this group that I made earlier, which is just all the like the inks of the characters, the colors of the characters, that's all what that is. And it's those squiggles too, and the Pokeballs. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just duplicate that entire group. So now there's 2 of those, and I'm just going to merge it all together. So it's gonna all be one merge. Merge the entire group, so it's just one, everything's just together. And I'm going to make it all, let's make it like blue. Yeah, let's make it like blue. What we're gonna do is we're gonna put that underneath the group. And I'm just going to use the move tool, which is, if you on your keyboard, it's V, and I just press the down key, the left key, the down key, the left key, the down key, the left key, just so that oh wait, what the flame did I just do?